Good morning, dear students. Let's begin our social science class. Today I am going to teach you Geography, class 9th, chapter 4, Climate. So, today's contents will be climate, definition, then weather, monsoon, difference in temperature, precipitation, vegetation, factors affecting climate, and then latitudes. So, let's start with climate. So, climate is the characteristic condition of atmosphere near the Earth's surface at a certain place on Earth. It refers to sum total of weather conditions and variation over a large area for a long period of time. So, when we talk about climate, it is the sum total of various weathers that are occurring in a particular area and at a given time interval. It is a long term weather of that area which remains at least 30 years, or it can be more than that or less than that also. Means the expected duration will be 30 years. When we talk about weather, it refers to state of atmosphere over an area at any point of time. So climate is the interval of time, whereas weather is the point of time. The elements of both weather and climate are same. That is temperature, humidity, precipitation, wind, cloudiness and other atmospheric conditions at a specific time, but there it was in an interval of time. When we talk about monsoon, so the word monsoon is derived from Arabic word mausim, which literally means season. So if we see here that we also see in Hindi when we speak we say mausam. So it is actually a season, and monsoon is a season of India where it is also called as rainy season. Monsoon refer to seasonal reversal in the wind direction during the year. The world is divided into a number of climatic regions. The climate of India is described as monsoon type. This type of climate is found in South and Southeast Asia. But there are perceptible regional variations in climatic condition within the country, because somewhere there is availability the natural landforms also support monsoon system. For example, in our Udaipur, when we talk about, so here the Udaipur is surrounded by mountains from all the sides, and that's why we say in Rajasthan about that then also the rainy season is very heavy. The two important elements that are temperature and precipitation often vary from place to place and season to season. So from one place to another, temperature, precipitation and hence the weather can also vary. Now what do we mean by difference in temperature? When we take a case study of India, so we are taking here the two different places where there is a large difference of temperature. In summer, the temperature in parts of Rajasthan desert is 50 degrees Celsius and it is around 20 degrees Celsius in Falgam in Jammu and Kashmir. On a winter night, temperature at Dras in Jammu and Kashmir may be less than minus 45 degrees Celsius, and at Thiruvananthapuram it may be of 22 degrees Celsius. So here you can see there is a wide range of temperature. In some place, temperature between the day and night temperature also differ. In Thar desert, the day temperature is 50 degrees Celsius, but night one is 15 degree. But in Andaman and Nicobar Island or in Kerala, there is no much difference in day and night temperatures. So when we talk about India, when we grow from one place to another, there is a change of temperature, which we can say that there is a change of climatic conditions as well as the weather of that area. So here we have led to a conclusion that when we go from one place to another, weather and climate both factors are affected by some of its components, like here we saw of temperature. Then we see precipitation. So precipitation varies in its form, types and amounts and seasonal distribution. It is in the form of snowfall in the upper parts of Himalayas. We know what do we mean by precipitation. Precipitation is the falling down of water in the form of rain, hail or snow. It rains over the rest of the country. So in Himalayas, precipitation is in the form of snowfall. But in other part of country, it is just normal rainfall. The annual precipitation varies from 400 cm in Meghalaya to less than 10 cm in Ladakh and western Rajasthan, means nearly in desert and in Bhuj, Kutch also. So we see at some places there is a very high precipitation, whereas in some places the precipitation is very scarce. Most parts of the country receive rainfall from June to September. So this is a duration in which the rainfall is received by the country of India. But Tamil Nadu coast gets rain during October and November. So at that time It is a type of wind system. When the monsoon winds come from Kerala, they enter and they cover the whole India, which take about 4 months to cover the whole India and bring about the monsoon in every part of the country. And the exit is from Tamil Nadu. So that's why at last Tamil Nadu gets the rainfall. And also Kerala gets at the first rainfall. Rainfall generally decrease from east to west in the northern plains. These variations have given rise to variety in lives of people, food, clothes and houses. We'll discuss that why the rainfall decreases from east to west when we go. But before that, let us talk about vegetation. Vegetation can affect both temperature and precipitation pattern in an area. So if any vegetation is present over there, we can predict that what could be the temperature and precipitation pattern. For example, in any given land, if cactus are found, we can say that it has very less precipitation, it has a high temperature, so it can be a desert area. So we can say that vegetation can affect both, and in some areas the vegetation also favors precipitation, whereas in some areas the vegetation does not support precipitation and does not support low temperature. Now you can see this map of India, where in the map of world, where you can see that precipitation in millimeters is given in the countries. So you can see, when you notice over here, what you see is less than 400 centimeter of rainfall. Less than 400 millimeter means nearly about 40 centimeter. So either greater than that, so greater than 40 centimeter or 400 millimeter is found in North America, Greenland, North Africa, Saudi Arabia, parts of Pakistan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, and a few part of India, very less part of India, then Australia, northern Russia, China, and some of the east parts like Hong Kong and many more. Now when we talk about 400 to 800 millimeter or 40 to 80 centimeter is marked from orange one, that is the few parts of Australia, then the southern part of North America, then we see Russia, the western part of Russia here, and some part of South Africa and some parts of South America also. Now when you talk about 80 to 160 centimeter, so it is found in the South America, the northern part of South America, then in the Midway or Central Africa. Then we see that in the eastern countries which lie eastern to us, like Bangladesh, Myanmar, there the precipitation is this given condition only, means it is greater than 160 centimeter. And in India also, the East India as well as South India covers the one where it is more than 160 centimeter, means it is the highest rainfall. So we saw in Meghalaya also it is the highest rainfall. Then we saw, when we come down, we see in Japan, then near Australia, some of the islands which are present, they are also having, like Lakshadweep Islands on all, they are having also the high rainfall or high precipitation amount. Now when we talk about the factors affecting climate, so there are two components which affect the climate of any given country, like related to location and related to air, wind, pressure and wind. So if we talk about the location related, then it can be latitude, altitude, relief feature, distance from sea, Himalayan mountains, distribution of land and water. So these are related to locations which are affecting the climate of any particular area. And when we talk about air pressure and wind, so the factors that affect these are surface pressure and wind, upper air circulation and western cyclones. When we talk about latitude, so latitude is the distance a place lies north or south of the equator and is measured by an imaginary line called lines of latitude. So the equator here is shown in the red line, it is a latitude. Latitudes are those which lie horizontal to the earth surface, and longitudes are those which lie vertical to the earth surface. Here yellow lines show the rest of the latitudes. So with this we can see that as we move away from equator, the temperature will surely decrease, and if we move towards the equator, which is standard latitude of 0 degrees Celsius, called equator, the temperature will increase. So that's all for today, students. Thank you and have a nice day.